banana, banana, lemon, lemon, carrot, carrot, broccoli, broccoli, strawberry, strawberry, onion, onion, cucumber, cucumber, orange, orange, potato, potato, celery, celery.
I can see oranges and lemons.
There is a banana and some oranges.
There is some cheese. There isn't any flour.
Is there any bread?
No, there isn't. There are some potatoes. There aren't any eggs. Are there any tomatoes?
Yes, there are.
Lemon art, French style. Lemons are a great fruit. You can make lemonade and desserts from them, or even use their juice for cooking or in salads. When life gives you lemons, make lemonade, the saying goes. In the beautiful and picturesque seaside resort town of Menton in the south of France, people make a lot more than just lemonade with their lemons. Believe it or not, they make art and have a lot of fun doing it. Every February to March, the people of Menton celebrate their lemons and oranges with a 3-week-long lemon festival that attracts over 200,000 visitors. Artists design and create amazing giant statues for the festival, using over 145 tons of lemons and oranges. The artists make everything from giant bananas to dinosaurs, and some of the statues can measure more than 10 meters tall. There is a daily citrus exposition, where people come to see the amazing creations and buy local products made from oranges and lemons. On Sundays, floats carrying the citrus statues go through the town in the parade of golden fruit, and on Thursdays, crowds gather to watch colourful night parades with music and dancers, as well as fireworks. Each year there is a different theme, and the creators let their imaginations run wild. Whether you like food and art, or simply need some vitamin C, Menton is a pretty good place to be in February and March.
Dessert, dessert, dessert. Juice, juice. juice, picturesque, 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 resort, 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 celebrate, 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 attract, 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 design, 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 statue, 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 measure, 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 citrus, 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 creation, 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 float, 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 fireworks, 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 theme, theme, theme,
Let your imagination run wild. Let your imagination run wild.
It's a great opportunity to buy local products made from citrus fruit. You also get to see some really interesting works of art. Some of the statues are up to 10 meters tall, so they are really impressive. Also, there are parades with music and dancers.
Fête de la Crevette, the Shrimp Festival, takes place in Honfleur, France in October. It's a popular event that attracts many visitors to this old-style port. The two-day festival celebrates the port's history with the sea. Visitors to the festival can see and do a lot of things. They can see the little grey shrimp, the queen of the festival, and a gathering of old sea vessels in the port. They can watch musical performances of sea shanties and try all types of seafood. But the highlight of the festival is the shrimp peeling competition. It's a great festival where everybody has a lot of fun.
A loaf of bread, a loaf of bread. A jar of jam, a jar of jam. A tin of soup, a tin of soup. A carton of juice, a carton of juice. A box of cereal, a box of cereal. A pot of yogurt, a pot of yogurt. A tub of ice cream, a tub of ice cream. A bottle of cola, a bottle of cola. A kilo of minced beef, a kilo of minced beef. A bunch of bananas, a bunch of bananas. A bar of chocolate, a bar of chocolate.
Fruit and vegetables. Fruit and vegetables. Dairy products. Dairy products. Meat and fish. Meat and fish. Drinks. Drinks. Bakery. Bakery. Frozen food. Frozen food. Tinned food. Tinned food. Breakfast food. Breakfast food. Sweets and snacks. Sweets and snacks.
We can usually find a loaf of bread in the bakery section.
We can usually find a jar of jam in the tinned food section. We can usually find a tin of soup in the tinned food section. We can usually find a carton of juice in the drinks section. We can usually find a box of cereal in the breakfast food section. We can usually find a pot of yogurt in the dairy product section. We can usually find a tub of ice cream in the frozen food section. We can usually find a bottle of cola in the drinks section. We can usually find a kilo of minced beef in the meat and fish section. We can usually find a bunch of bananas in the fruit and vegetable section. We can usually find a bar of chocolate in the sweets and snacks section.
Right, that's all the meat and bread. What else do we need?
Well, here's the drinks aisle. Let's get a few cartons of juice and some bottles of cola and lemonade.
Okay, let's go to the bakery section. We need some cakes.
Yes, let's get 2 of these big chocolate ones. They look tasty.
Good idea. Do we have any ice cream?
Only a little. We can get another tub if you want to.
We have a lot of food here, Tony. Are you sure it isn't too much?
No, we are expecting 30 people, remember?
Yes, you're right. Let's go and pay. Oh no!
What's wrong?
I'm afraid I left my purse on the kitchen table. How much money do you have?
Not much. Only £5.
Oh no! Now what are we going to do?
Aisle. 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 Expect. 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 Remember. Remember. What's wrong? What's wrong? Purse. Purse. Purse.
How many strawberries are there in the bowl?
There are too many strawberries in the bowl.
How many strawberries are there in the bowl?
There are a lot of strawberries in the bowl.
How many strawberries are there in the bowl?
There are some strawberries in the bowl. There are a few strawberries in the bowl.
How many strawberries are there in the bowl?
There are few strawberries in the bowl. There are very few strawberries in the bowl.
How many strawberries are there in the bowl?
There aren't many strawberries in the bowl.
How many strawberries are there in the bowl? There aren't any strawberries in the bowl. Are there any strawberries in the bowl? There aren't any strawberries in the bowl. There are no strawberries in the bowl.
How much honey is in the jar?
There is too much honey in the jar.
How much honey is in the jar?
There is a lot of honey in the jar.
How much honey is in the jar?
There is some honey in the jar. There is a little honey in the jar.
How much honey is in the jar?
There's little.
How much honey is in the jar?
There's little honey in the jar.
How much honey is in the jar?
There's little honey in the jar. There's very little honey in the jar.
How much honey is in the jar?
There isn't much honey in the jar.
How much honey is in the jar?
There isn't any honey in the jar. Is there any honey in the jar?
There isn't any honey in the jar. There is no honey in the jar.